In this video, we're going to be sharing 5 killer core exercises for boxing. Hello everybody, welcome to Boxing Science. In this video, we're going to be sharing 5 killer core exercises for boxing. These exercises are intense, create a lot of tension to help increase strength and stability of the core musculature. So don't underestimate these exercises. Let's take a look at the 5 exercises that we're going to be sharing today. The first one is a banded ab wheel rollout. The ab wheel rollout is a fantastic exercise for anti-extension, so resisting extension of the spine. What you're going to do, you're going to grab the ab wheel, you're going to get 2 red bands, so around about 7.5 kilos tension on each one. A partner is going to be holding the band and pulling into that eccentric action, and then also creating some resistance on the concentric action. What is really important here is to keep that belly button tucked in, the glutes switched on, to be really controlled on the eccentric action and the lengthening of the arms. And then when you're pulling it back in, utilize the lats to bring it back into that center. At Boxing Science, we use the 80-20 rule. So start at 20% of the movement and only go out to 80% of the movement. This is important on the ab wheel rollout. You're maintaining core tension throughout and not looking to compensate with the lower back. This is particularly important when you increase that tension by using the bands. The next one is the supine Swiss ball squeeze. This is a fantastic exercise to be developing anti-extension and also hip flexion with neutral spine. This is really going to target the transverse abdominals, which will really create some strong foundations for core strength and stability. It's also going to increase the tension and time under tension, which is really important for boxing to not only be expressing high forces through the core, but also increasing lean muscle mass of the core musculature. In this exercise, you're going to have your legs at 90 degrees with a Swiss ball in the center and your arms on the other side. The athlete's task is to keep the stomach tense, low back against the floor, and then squeeze the Swiss ball as hard as they can. They can hold this for a total of 20 seconds, but what I like to do is to separate each rep into 5-second bursts. This will increase the amount of tension that's performed on each repetition. You're going to squeeze that Swiss ball as hard as you can, 5 seconds, have 5 seconds recovery, reset, and then go again. A fantastic exercise to develop core strength and stability. Next one is the GHR Core Hold. So this is where we're holding in a supine position. This is something that we've done with boxers before and just doing body weight. And we also do this as part of our testing battery. However, what we find with the testing battery is that most boxers, high-level boxers, are able to do this for 2.5 minutes. So if they're just holding that supine position without much added tension or resistance, it's going to be quite easy for them to hold over a 30 or 45-second period. So what we're going to do is try and increase that tension. We can do this in a number of ways. We can do this with bands overhead, we can do it with bands across the chest, or we can do it with a partner assistance. Overhead, we can do that for 20 to 30 seconds, but also with the bands across the chest or with partner assistance, we can do this for 3 to 5 second holds. And it's really important here to provide a lot of tension, really fight against that band, really fight against the partner to create that core tension. This is fantastic to develop core strength, hip flexion with neutral spine, and also a little bit of anti-extension as well. Next one, Migel curl-ups. So this is from Stuart McGill, a fantastic practitioner that's really focused on core strength and looking to protect the back from injury. And this exercise is important for anybody that may be struggling to get tension through the core. Boxers, when they're doing core exercises, sometimes feel it in the lower back, often feel it in their hips as well. This exercise increases tension through the core and reduces any supplementary actions from the back or from the hips. And this looks really easy and really simple. It doesn't look that fancy as well, but it is really effective. So what you're going to be doing is laid on your back, one leg straight, one leg bent, arms pushed into the floor, and all you're going to do is raise up that chest, hold it for around about 5 seconds, and then come down. And you'd be very surprised after 5 reps how much tension, how much fatigue you'll feel in your core. The final exercise, and this first exercise that is actually working on the most important aspect of your core, which is the obliques and rotational strength, is the eccentric overload of the cable rotations. So when doing cable rotations, due to tightness in hips and thoracic mobility, athletes might struggle with actually overloading that cable rotation. So doing the overloaded eccentric rotations is a great way to develop core strength for the obliques. So what you're going to do, you're going to cheat it into position by twisting the hips and the torso, locking those hips, and then you're going to control that handle back around all the way through to the end point. And this is really overloading the oblique muscles eccentrically, which can really transfer into favorable gains in rotational power. The reason why is because there's an eccentric overload and a recoil for our combination punching. So we need to be able to control the eccentric, then reproduce a concentric power in terms of our rotational power. It also creates rotational stability as well to make sure that we're not over rotating, over side bending. So this exercise is really vital in boxing performance. So with this, quite a low rep range, we're going to go for 5 reps, but we're going to go for pulling it out as we're coming back in. We're going for 4 to 5 second rep, go to the end and then repeat. And perform that for 5 repetitions on each side. Okay guys, so that's the end of this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you've got any questions about the exercises used, please leave them in the comment box below. And hopefully see you on the next video on the Boxing Science YouTube channel.